Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engine. Today we'll be working on a Southland 43cc tiller. It's sat over the winter time. It had old gas in it, so we're gonna go through it, see if we can't get it running. We just might have to put a carburetor kit in it. I won't know that till we tear it apart, but I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, this is a 2-cycle motor, so the first thing I'm going to do is take out this spark plug and see how it was burning. Yeah, it was burning really good. We're just going to go ahead and throw a new spark plug in it. I dumped the gas out just a little big and it stunk really, really bad. So get this tightened up and we'll fish out the fuel filter and the gas tank. Good. Make sure that snaps on there. I got like a little wire right here with a little hook on the end. It's a good way to grab the hose, fuel line. Look at that, that's the fuel line. This just turned to mush. So we're just gonna take the fuel lines out and replace that, and I can just imagine what the diaphragm looks like inside the carburetor. That's one thing bad about ethanol, you know. I don't mind ethanol and, you know, cars and stuff, but when it sits in like small engines and stuff, it just does more damage than it's good, it seems like. But yeah, let's. Wow, that stinks. I'm gonna take a razor blade and slice the ends. There's like mush on this end here, they're like cement. As hard as a rock. So when you take these apart, like on these particular ones, there's 2 different size hoses, so you can't get them mixed up. But some have both same size hoses. Just remember which one had the fuel filter on it, so it circulates through the carburetor and back in the tank. Pop that groovement out of there. It's like melted mush is what that is. That melted hose is in the bottom of the tank here. I'll spray some cleaner in there, let it soften up so we can clean it out of there. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the air filter box out so we can get the carburetor off. This one here has Loctite on them bolts, so just be careful when you take it apart. You don't snap that Allen wrench head off or something. Sometimes I do that because there's so much vibration, it'll actually vibrate loose. So when I put this back together again, I'll put another drop of Loctite in there. Unhook our throttle cable. Best way to do it is just open that up. Pop it out of that snap and just go ahead and unscrew it. Just leave the nuts where it's at, that way you know how far to screw it back on there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just clean the outside of this so we don't get no junk on the inside. Okay, I'm gonna find us a carburetor kit. Okay, let's go ahead and tear this apart. Got a new carburetor kit for it. And I'm gonna these K20 carburetors, you gotta be careful because sometimes they have that one spring inside of them. So when you take them apart, be careful so you don't lose anything. Okay. I'm going to take this top section off here. We're going to have it split this section here. If that spring is going to be in there, it'll be right in this area here. Okay, that one don't have it. There's that O-ring right there. Make sure you don't lose that. So lay that there, and we'll lay that there. We'll go ahead and open this. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. Okay, this kit has that new O-ring. Some kits have them and some kits don't. So we'll lay that right there so you don't lose it. I'm gonna clean all that out and blow it out. Now, this part, so this here, put that in there. Go ahead and blow this out. Okay, so here's our old one. So we got to find the new one that's exactly like that. That looks like it has all the holes and everything. That looks like it there. So then we need the other side. That's right here. So let's put this on. makes them, pops in them holes right there. Set that on there like that. And we'll go ahead and set that on there. Now the diaphragm side. That on there. And that. And this will go on there next. I'm going to replace that primer bulb just because it has that fuel line mush inside of there, I guess. Make sure everything's lined up. Make sure they're down there nice and snug. And we'll spray a little WD-40 in there and we'll push primer bulb and everything should. Because here's your fuel that goes in and that goes back out. So WD-40 is not going to hurt. No diaphragms or nothing in there. You can hear it circulating there. So it tells me we can go ahead and put this back on there. Here, these screws here had that Loctite on them. I'll take a wire brush and clean them threads off before I put the new Loctite on there. Okay. So let's go ahead and hook the throttle cable up. So we didn't move that nut, so we'll screw this plate down to that nut and we should be exactly what it was before, so everything should be fine, but we'll double check it. Well, at least that's a starting point. Okay. And that big opening there, that's where this lead end will go in. So we'll open up the throttle. Get that in there. Just a little bit. Okay, then we're going to tighten that nut up. Should be a 10 millimeter. Vibrate loose or anything. When you grab the throttle, make sure it opens up all the way. Okay, and that one on there just like that there. So I got my Loctite here. Let's go ahead and we'll need this base plate, that one on there, just like that there. So we'll put that on there. Just make sure everything lines up before you start. Put my stuff on. Just one drop's all we need. Like I said, some of these 2 cycles do this, some brands do and some don't. This must be a vibration thing. Go ahead and line up the holes. sure they're tight, and make sure your choke lever and everything's gonna be working. Now we're gonna install the fuel lines. I noticed when I was taking this one off, there's a crack in there, so I grabbed a new grommet. So we're just gonna put everything new in here. So I'll get everything ready and we'll do that next. Okay, let's put these fuel lines in. What I like to do is cut them at an angle so they slide through that grommet. And we'll put like a little WD-40 on there. A little bit on that hole in the gas tank. It's gonna be a return line. Kind of make sure you have enough to go from the carburetor to that. And this will be our fuel pickup tube. And on these needle nose, I kind of made them like that. I don't know if you can see that, but I could put it inside the fuel line there, and just gently opens it up a little bit. That way I can slide this new fuel filter right on there. Okay, now we'll slide everything in that hole there. And I got these kind of color coded. This darker one, that's the fuel going into the carb, and this is your return line. Kind of put them in there like that so you don't get it mixed up. Spray a little bit more WD-40 on that. And I'll get a flat screwdriver that's not very sharp, so you don't put a hole in there, but start one edge in there. Just slowly work your way around. So it's all in there. So gas don't leak out of there. Just like so. Make sure that filter's at the bottom there. Now let's hook up the lines. Hook up the lines, and I believe I can get this tiller back in the garden. Okay. I left them just a little bit long on purpose. I'd rather have a little bit long than too short. Okay, my little tool I made will stick in here and just gently spread it apart. And that, if you do it too much, it'll actually tear the line. Well, you can make a pair. I think these bought at a farm sale for a quarter or something. Just some small old needle nose. Just grind them down so they'll fit instead of fuel line. You just spread it apart. This works so good. Recoil's in the way. And we'll do the same to the return line. Okay. Okay. Now we can add some fuel. Okay, I'm gonna push this primer bulb and gas goes in the one and it shoots back into the tank. We're about ready to start this. On these here, we can actually set it like that there. So make sure the on button's on. We have it on choke. Let's see what it does. this carburetor apart a couple times, and I just went ahead and ordered a new carburetor and put it on there. There's something to do with that ethanol and that gas. It does some of them carburetors. I've seen it happen before. I've had that apart a few times, put a couple different kits in there. It wants to start, but it don't, so we're gonna put a new carburetor on it and it'll be good to go. So anyways, appreciate you watching the video, and please don't use ethanol in your small engines. All right, have a good afternoon. Hi, this is Mark from L&M Small Engine. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Thanks.